What's up, everyone? Daniel Watros here, and welcome to another episode of Cooking With, where I teach my guests how to cook their favorite passion food with a twist. Today on the show, I have a reoccurring guest. It's...
Hey everybody!
Johnny Kim! What's up, Johnny?
Hey!
Let's do that again.
Is it already filming right now?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Let's do that again. What's up, everyone?
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. I got something on my shoe.
What's up, everyone? Daniel Watros here, and welcome to another episode of Cooking With, where I teach my guests how to cook their favorite passion food with a twist. On the show today, I have a guest that you may be familiar with. It's my friend, Johnny Kim.
Oh.
Johnny, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing good, brother. I'm so happy too that it's our first time seeing each other in a month.
I know. How's San Diego been?
It's been so good to me, you know. It's been so good to me, and I've been good to it too.
Well, that's what I would like to hear. So thank you again for joining me on the show. We're gonna do something a little different today, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your thought process with this dish that we're gonna do today.
So we're gonna be cooking up a vegan dish using tofu.
Right.
And being vegan is something that I've gone the path of for 2 months now. And before that, I was a vegetarian actually for another 3 months. So vegetarian basically means, you haven't eliminated dairy or eggs.
Right.
But a vegan's eliminated all those.
Yeah.
And I didn't even tell my friends about it until very recently because it just kind of happened unsurprisingly. You know, it wasn't one of those things where I said, I must be vegan.
Right.
Or I will choose to be vegan. It just kind of happened. I think it's something that I really appreciate too because, there's very few restaurants that are doing tofu or other vegan products.
Yeah.
And when I became a full-on vegan, I thought like, hey, this is the way the world's going.
Right.
I'll have a lot of restaurants out there for me, but then I was very surprised to find that like restaurants aren't as accommodating yet.
Sure.
Because the demand isn't there. And also, one thing I've also been noticing is that like some of this stuff I'm gonna have to cook on my own too because non-vegan can. Because if you're vegan, it can get expensive and, it's not a problem to me, but I mean, I'd rather not pay for it sometimes.
Right.
You know?
And that's why when I was creating this dish, I wanted to do something that obviously is vegan and tofu related, but also it's cheap and anyone can make it. And so I decided to come up with a vegan teriyaki bowl. So it's going to be tofu instead of like chicken or steak. We're going to do some brown rice, which is already cooking here, and some roasted vegetables, and the marinated tofu, and then we'll have a dish out of that. Does that sound good?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We have our rice cooker going here with the brown rice. I did 3 cups of uncooked rice and 2.5 cups of water and 3.5 teaspoons of salt. So that's very straightforward. Next is the tofu. And so you were telling me how you've obviously eaten a lot of tofu, but you've never actually cooked it yourself, right?
Yeah, I've never cooked tofu myself. I've eaten so much of it, but I just never took the time to learn.
Today's gonna be the day where we teach you how to make tofu. All right, Johnny, we got our tofu here, our firm tofu. It's 16 ounces. And I'm gonna show you how to drain it and then properly dry it so it's ready to cook.
Yeah.
So first off,
And that's so perfect too. You got firm tofu because especially when you want to use it as a meat replacement, you want to get the firm type
yes,
instead of the soft type of tofu as well.
exactly. So we're gonna cut. Oh, we're gonna slit on one side here, and then just drain all the juice out as much as possible. And I think you can. This is my first time working with tofu actually, so this will be a first for me as well. Alright, so there it is.
Welcome to the jungle.
Exactly. Let's just get the rest of that liquid out. Alright. Awesome.
It almost looks like memory foam, you know?
Yeah,
on a
you're
bed.
right. You make a full mattress out of this thing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna set it on this plate with some paper towels. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So, more paper towels and a plate to apply some pressure. And we're gonna let that sit for 20 minutes, but you could do it up to... Whoops, okay. Don't worry about that. So, like I was saying, you can, we're gonna let this set for 20 minutes, but you can do it up to an hour if you want to get it really dry.
What's the key part of putting the pressure on the tofu?
Well, it squeezes as much liquid out as possible. I mean, you don't want to smash it, but applying, paper towels, that absorbs the moisture, right? And then adding some pressure like a plate will bring even more moisture out of it. While we have this time, I want you to kind of go a little more in depth of veganism for beginners, I guess you could say.
Okay. So kind of to keep it simple, when I was a youngster, and early adult, I was very against this notion of veganism. I was kind of one of those people that just would go up to, that would say, hey, let's find some PETA activists and eat meat in their face.
Oh,
just
okay.
to see what they react, And
Yeah.
we were just being kids. We were like kids being kids, but we were like that much against veganism.
Wow.
And
So you were like on the totally opposite spectrum.
we were on
growing
the
up.
totally opposite spectrum.
Yeah.
And I also thought to myself too, part of me didn't know what was going on, but I was kind of like, in a culture, even like 5-6 years ago, our culture was like saying, oh, it's not masculine to be vegan. And I kind of just fell into that lie a little bit too.
Gotcha.
First of all, for me, part of what made it easier was I can't have fish because I'm anaphylactic to it, and
So you're like definitely allergic, right?
definitely allergic. Went to the emergency room twice because of fish,
That's crazy.
and
Wow.
thought I had died each time passing out.
That's
So,
intense.
so fish was out of the diet, and I realized that chicken, the growth hormones were just polluting it all.
Yeah.
And with chicken, they inject so much growth hormones in there, and you're getting that into your system. And so I gave up chicken first. So fish was obviously off the list. Chicken was off the list. And then I gave up meat because I didn't, at this point, I hadn't initially given it up. But I gave it up for two reasons mainly. One, I realized that for every pound of meat, they're spending hundreds and hundreds of pounds, up to thousands of pounds of grain just to get 1 pound of meat.
Wow.
So I told myself, I'm just one person out there in this world, but this is just really bad for the environment.
Johnny, our rice is done here. We're just gonna let it keep warm for now.
Yeah.
And that will be what we'll add to the end of the dish when we put it all together.
Awesome. If anyone has ever listened to Sound of Music, I kind of get that vibe. These are a few of my favorite things.
Yeah?
That's how I'm kind of feeling, that
About the
that
rice?
Yeah.
That's one of your favorite things? Brown rice especially?
Brown rice especially, yes sir.
All right, ladies, if you're cooking for Johnny, he likes brown rice. So keep that in mind.
Sweet, I appreciate that.
All right, awesome. Now it's time for the vegetables. We got some broccoli.
Oh man.
I seasoned it with salt and pepper and grapeseed oil to keep it healthier.
Nice.
I know a lot of vegans don't do olive oil, so want to cut back on some of the fat, right?
Well, I think fat is actually, that's another thing too. I mean, my goal is not to cut out on fat. I think if anything, fat is healthier for you than a lot of carbo.
So I guess that olive oil, not using olive oil backfired on me a little bit, but this will be fine.
Man, I love fat. I gotta tell you something. I love fat, man.
I do too. I love meat and I love fat, so we'll talk about me
Everyone's
cutting
gonna
out
get,
meat later.
Truth be told, everyone's gonna get fat one day. Everybody will get fat one day.
Yeah, you're right. It just is a matter of timing and how fat they'll get.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyways, we have our, like I said, we have the broccoli here, and then we got some red onions and then rainbow carrots. I think these really are gonna tie the dish together. So we're gonna throw these in the oven. It's already at 400 degrees here. And we will set a timer for 25 minutes. And we'll let that start.
Be careful, man.
Yeah, it's super hot.
I know I sound like a mom, but I just get so worried sometimes.
It's just your motherly instinct, I guess, right?
You got it, pal.
All right, Johnny, this tofu has been absorbing the paper towels for 20 minutes or so now.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. So it took a lot of that out.
Oh wow, look at
This thing is drenched. That's crazy.
This is drenched at the bottom.
Yeah. We're gonna transfer this tofu to our chopping block and cut it into 1-inch cubes. Would you want to do that for me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead and I'll do this part. We'll cut it in half.
Because from bottom to top looks a little more than 1 inch.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's very interesting. You know, have you ever seen the show like The Deadliest Warrior?
I think so. That's good there, Johnny. I think, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you know, like it almost looks like skin. You know? Not that I have ever made a precision into skin, but it almost looks like skin.
Yeah. Those are beautiful cubes there, Johnny.
I don't eat cheese, but like, it almost looks like those nice cheese cubes. You know? I
Like
just wanna,
mozzarella.
yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Like mozzarella or something, I don't know.
Whatever works for you, man. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this stove on to medium-high heat. So we'll do like 7.5. We'll let that heat up, and then I will add some of this sesame oil. Whatever you got will work.
Yeah.
To get started here. I don't know what that is, but that looks like
Get it right, get it tight.
Yep. I'll turn the heat down because it's smoking. And, ooh, that smells good. Alright, so now we got this tofu. And put it all in there. Yeah, why not? Throw it all in there for me. Awesome. So, you want to make sure it's an even layer. And I think medium high is a little too hot, so I'm keeping it more like medium. Anyways, we're gonna sear it on at least 2 sides, like 2 to 3 minutes each side, and see how that looks. Overall, you want to cook it for at least 5 to 7 minutes. I think that depends on the firmness of your tofu and how hot your pan is, and maybe of some other factors. But we'll see after about 5 to 7 minutes how it's looking. We'll try to get it seared on 2 sides. And then we'll add the marinade.
Look at that.
See the sear there?
Yeah.
That's what you want. So that means they're probably all done on one side, so I'm gonna go ahead and carefully turn them around.
Oh, this is like an art in itself.
Yeah.
Wow, tofu master.
All right, Johnny Kim, the tofu master. Flipping them up. Start in the middle because it's the hot. It's gonna be most hot in the middle, and work your way to the outside.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you.
So we're just gonna let it go.
We're gonna let it go.
Let it go.
And while we're letting it go, we're gonna make this marinade that we're gonna add on top.
Okay.
So we have 3 cloves of chopped garlic, a tablespoon of brown sugar, a tablespoon of soy sauce, a tablespoon of sesame oil, a teaspoon of rice wine vinegar, and a teaspoon of ginger.
You know. I think brown sugar, if anything, is it's better than much sugar.
Yeah. Is it
For sure.
healthier?
It is slightly healthier, but brown sugar is still processed normally.
Right.
Brown sugar is still processed, so you don't want to have too much of it, but it's definitely much healthier than regular sugar.
You can use the fork. Oh, that works too. Awesome. Thank you, Johnny. All right, Johnny. I'm gonna go ahead and taste one of these tofu and see what we're dealing with here.
Man, I'm trying to break these down because they keep clustering.
Interesting. Kind of has like an eggy texture to it. Not a lot of flavor, so that's where you come in, Johnny. Go ahead and dump that in there.
Spread out the wealth.
Yeah.
To all the tofu. No.
And
absolutely not. But
it tastes cooked to me. So we'll turn the temperature
I get
down.
your joke. Spread the wealth.
Medium low here, and then we'll carefully mix the sauce, marinade, whatever you want to call it, with the tofu to add that flavor.
Oh, I just feel like just running to every dictionary and then like crossing out teriyaki chicken and putting tofu over the chicken. This is how I really kind of feel. Like, I feel like approaching a chicken and saying, "Oh, chicken, I needed you for the teriyaki, but now I can have you without the teriyaki. I choose tofu instead." or something like that. That's how I feel.
All right, Johnny. All we had to do was mix that teriyaki sauce you made and with the tofu and make sure the garlic cooked a little bit, like a minute on medium-low heat. And now we're gonna let it rest a little bit. And it should be ready to go. So we'll wait on these vegetables. They have a few more minutes. Our rice is done. And we'll start plating here and see what we came up with.
Okay.
Did your parents cook like vegan or vegetarian specific dishes growing up?
Good question. You know, my mom has always been a vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, not a vegan but a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, like so they never cooked anything specific like that. But tofu was a big part of the diet.
Right.
Growing up, but like I don't think I know some people might be like, oh, you're Asian, you know, growing up in a household, you know, you must have had tofu, but my family's, but like I've had family here for generations now, 4 generations now, going back and forth.
Yeah.
And part of my ancestry is Hawaiian, so like there was not much of an emphasis on like tofu.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's more the Chinese and the other Asian cuisines like that place more of an emphasis on the tofu.
Gotcha. What do you think?
Wow.
Give me your honest opinion.
You know, you get that texture that you get in chicken.
Good.
That's all memories now only.
Okay.
But wow, I mean the marinade really makes it taste almost like, wow, it is like a meat replacement.
Yeah. Would you modify it in any way? Add anything or take anything out from what flavors you're tasting right now?
You know, if I were still having meat, one thing I would definitely recommend to someone is get a firmer tofu.
Okay.
If you wanted to make it more like meat.
Okay.
But I also know that there's people that might want something softer, so you know, another option. So definitely you could cut smaller chunks too.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
There are crispy onions and rainbow carrots. That's beautiful.
These are a few of my favorites.
Our broccoli. Johnny, this is just a random question for you, but
Okay.
if you could be any vegetable on this plate, which one would you be and why?
I'd probably say broccoli.
Okay.
Because because the broccoli is definitely playing the biggest role in the health of somebody. So hey, look, you know, like someone gets to eat me and I get to play a role in their health.
Hey, nothing better than that, right?
Nothing better than that. I'd say, you know, but having said that, you know, definitely, yeah, I like the environments where broccoli is grown in more than carrot too. So.
All right, Johnny, we're done.
Oh, no
Good
way.
job. Thanks for your help.
I appreciate that.
Good. I love the suggestion. This is the first time I've created specifically a vegan type dish. Definitely the first time I've ever cooked tofu. So I'm really glad with the way it turned out. And now the final thing to do is eat it, right?
Yeah.
So let's dig in.
Let's do it. Wow. It's really rich in taste. Wow. The seasoning is almost like putting a sauce, even though we didn't put a sauce, you know? There's a lot of features about the other stuff too. Like I like how the veggies well cooked. The broccoli kind of tastes like chips.
Got that crunch to it.
Got that crunch. Wow.
And the rice is a good binder for everything.
Absolutely.
All right, Guys, thanks so much for watching. Johnny, thank you for being on again. I
Oh
really
man,
appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you.
That was awesome.
More than how much you than even the show.
Yeah? Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could go ahead and click on my face below and click subscribe, that would be really awesome. And I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks so much, guys. I guess that's it.